Hey everybody, this is Glidercat and it's time to play. Today we're going to start a new season of a game called Incremental Factory. This game just got a huge update. The 0.7 update introduced a bunch of new content and refinement. There's been several updates since then. This Let's Play is actually being sponsored by the game's developer, Significant Stake. So my thanks to them for that. The first 3 episodes will be sponsored and will probably go longer than that. But let's jump in and then I'll talk to you about some of the updates in the game. We'll do new game. And the bottom left, I'm going to go to nighttime mode. The first thing we need to do is some manual clicking to mine resources. Boom, boom, boom. So we'll just click on the stone here. That's going to give us now the option to build a kiln. So I'll pick that. And now I'll mine some coal by hand and some more stone. So we get the ability to build a smelter. In fact, I may do another kiln. These guys are producing bricks for us, which we need for construction purposes. Okay, now I can do my first iron smelter. Let's take that guy. Get this going. We'll get some initial automation going to where I don't have to click, and then I'll talk more about Incremental Factory in the latest update here that we're playing. Because there have been huge changes to the game since I last featured this on the Glidercat channel. Keep the stone supply up and the iron supply up. There we go, iron miner. So that's going to be a little bit of and stone miner. Will help a bit. A little bit more manual mining here. We can get more miners online. Stone miner. And you can see here, we can change this to net. This shows how we're doing. So we're in the negative on stone. We're not meeting demand. We're not meeting demand on coal or iron ore. And that's our smelter and our kilns that are consuming these things. So we want to get more miners. Another iron miner, and let's do our first coal miner. Okay, we're looking decent on coal. We need more stone, so another stone miner. And we need a lot more iron. So another 2 more iron miners. And it looks like we're just about there. 1 more stone miner, maybe. All right, now we're in the green. So what's changed with the 0.7 update to Incremental Factory? Well, the biggest change, I think, has been the prestige system has been removed. So there's no more kind of resetting the game to get buffs. Just kind of keep playing straight on through. That's what I did last season anyway. I'm not a big fan of prestige systems, that game mechanic. So that's no longer here. There used to be a limit to the number of parcels that you could place on the map. And we haven't even unlocked the map yet. But that limit has been removed, so we can put as many parcels down as we want. There's a brand new excavation system. We'll see that too. We'll probably see that either at the end of this episode or next episode. There's kind of a tower defense aspect to the game now. That's pretty cool. Take a look, like I said, at the end of this episode or next episode. And then there's just been overall like massive improvements to the game's performance. So you can build huge factories and just a ton of quality of life stuff that we'll see. There is a tutorial in the game. I think I'm going to keep it minimized once it pops up. It's a little bit distracting. Let's keep going. I mean, it's awesome if you're just starting to learn how to play, but it's not so great for YouTube narration. All right, so let's keep moving. We got gears we've unlocked. Let's get a gear press going. And there we go, red science. It's our first kind of science pack. What do we need to build this? We need 25 gears. So let's get more gears going. And power is displayed up in the top left. You can see we're producing 16 and consuming 15. I may preemptively add another coal power plant. And now we can see at our production rates here, some things are going negative. So let's add a coal miner. And let's add a smelter or 2 iron plates so we can get iron plates back in the positive. And then next up will be iron ore. Need iron miners to get that back into the green. All right, now we're back kind of in the green. Where we're at right now, if you look, we're in our headquarters parcel. We can store 2,500 units of any material we produce here. So 2,500 for each thing that we're making. That's the current inventory here. You can also see inventory of building materials off to the far left. And we've got room for 64 buildings within this parcel. And so far, we're using up 26 of those slots. We want to produce red science. Looks like we've got the materials to build a red science lab. So let's do that. Now the tutorials kick in. We're going to I'm just going to minimize the tutorials. We're not going to pay too much attention to those for this playthrough. But let's maximize red science, and that's going to allow us to do some research. Let's keep boosting this up. Get 8 red science laboratories. These guys, you can see the recipe is a half a gear and some energy when we get red science. I just built a bunch of these, so our power situation is flagging as only 80% meeting the needs. So let's do another coal power plant. 2, just to give ourselves an edge. And then let's fix everything that's in the negative. Looks like it's just coal, so 1 more coal miner. And we're starting to store up red science. We've got 28. We've got room for a whole bunch more buildings. What, 27 more buildings? Let's do more red science. Let's take this up to 12. See where we're light. Gears, we're still doing good on gears. That's looking good. We've got 52 red science, and we're producing 1.2 per tick, I guess. Let's take a look at the research tab that got unlocked here up in the top right of the screen. Boom. There's our research. C9 so far. Let's see what we can unlock. We got a few choices here. Expansion tech unlocks the map and the ability to build more parcels. Definitely want that. Let's do that. That's going to unlock some new views for us right out of the gate. And we're just about ready to unlock another thing here. Extraction tech tier 1 unlocks a parcel. All extraction buildings boost output by 130%, and there's no throughput when connected to a node. So let's grab that, and I'll show you what that actually is. Here's our map. Here's the one parcel that we've got in our factory so far. That's headquarters. If we click it a couple times, oops, let's see. I want to go into headquarters. There we go. This is the parcel that we've been working in so far, where we're producing our red science. Let's see. We just unlocked a new parcel. This is our headquarters. Again, we can store 2,500, and then everything that's in this parcel we can use across all of our other parcels for building materials. See that in a second. We want to create a new parcel. This one we just unlocked, extraction. Boom. Click that, pop one of those down. This parcel has only one connection. It's got room for 16 buildings, storage 1,600 units. But what's good about these guys is if you use extraction parcels for mining, a mouse over the extraction parcel, it tells you, because all extraction buildings gain 30% output boost, and there's no throughput limit when connected to a node. The throughput limit we'll see later. Node that they're referring to is a special type of parcel. We haven't unlocked it yet. Let's take something. Tell you what we can do. We've got 4 coal power plants. Let's build our own separate power parcel here. So I'm going to grab a production parcel, pop that up here, and throw some coal power plants in here. These guys cost iron plates and bricks. You can see at the bottom to build. Get 4 of those going. And then for our extraction, I kind of want to name that parcel. Let's see if I can get into this guy and name it. It does produce coal ash as a byproduct, but let's call this coal power plant. Power plant 1. And let's drag in coal. And then in our extraction node, let's see. It may give it a name automatically once I choose coal. So let's pick coal miners. And each one of these produces 1 coal, and then we get a little bit of a bonus. This times 119%. And our connection here between these two Right now, these connections, until we upgrade them, are limited to 8 units per second. So that's the most I can send through to our little coal plant. That's going to be upgradable later on. The 100, when we see the, go into this guy, see that 119%? That is because the ore deposits are not, they're not, um, they're kind of infinite, but they're scarce. So the yield decreases. You can see it in the little pop up here at the bottom. It says yield decreases 1% when the resources remaining reaches 0. So these will kind of, the yield will go down as we mine resources. You can see that for this node, we've only got 47,000 resources remaining. But we'll see how that comes into play later on. I'm not super familiar with how that's going to play out, but we'll see. So now we've got a bunch of power. And we've got our headquarter building producing a bunch of red science for us. Let's take a look at the tech tree. What else we can unlock? Steel making for 60, we'll take it. Node parcels, these are the ones I was talking about. This has 2 connections. And for nodes that are importing into this, or for parcels importing into the special node thing, there's no connection limit. Let's research that. We'll see that in a minute. Let's go back to our map. And here, let's see what it's going to take for us to get green science going. So it says 12 copper cables is one of the inputs for green science. We can build a green science laboratory once we have steel production. You can see that in the cost at the bottom. Let's maybe set up production of steel. We're going to do that with a new factory. Parcels. So I'm going to grab a production parcel. These guys are a little different than the headquarters. They only have storage for 400. They only have 3 connections, and they've only got 32 building slots. But this is where most of our factories are going to get built out into these production parcels. We want steel. Boom. And ideally, we would have 8 steel coming out of here that we could export. So let's see. Let's do 8 of these to start out with. One. We're missing resources. We need lots and lots of bricks. Each steel mill is 400 bricks. Oh man, let's ramp up brick production at headquarters. Hard time getting in there. There we go. We can get rid of our coal power plants. We're producing coal power elsewhere now. But let's ramp up brick production. In fact, why don't we just build a brick factory? Do that. Because we need bricks in order to build our steel plants. So let's do a brick factory here. We want kilns. We want this to kick out 8 bricks per second. So I'm going to do 8 of these guys. Then we need 2 stone for every brick. That means 16 stone miners. Then our kilns are going to require coal to fuel them. We've got 8, so 1.6 coal per second. And that means we need 2 of these coal miners, I think. And there's another feature here that I'll show you, a couple in this thing. If we do the smart sort checkbox, it takes every factory that we've actually built in this parcel and puts them to the top of the list. So that's super handy as you're wanting to scale things up. Everything you've got in here will be at the top of the list. And then this other checkbox, utilization bar, if I click that, that, as you might guess, shows for these different buildings, what's the efficiency, basically, how well are they being utilized. We can see the stone miner is a little low. And why might that be? I have a feeling it's because our power is weak. Yeah, we're at 88% power utilization, so we need to ramp up power. This is weird. We feel like a coal. We're only sending 2 across. See what's going on. We want 8 going across. Got 8 miners. What's going on over here? Coal power plant. We've got 4. Oh. So this guy is only taking half a coal. Let's double this up. Boom, 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 boom. And we're still only going to be working at half capacity, I think. That does produce coal ash. We'll be able to make use of this later. I can't remember where or how, but we'll find out when we get there. That brought our power back up to almost double what our current needs are. Let's get back to the brick factory and get that guy done. We got 8 kilns. We got 16 stone miners. This guy's kicking out bricks. In fact, he already filled up his inventory. Let's export those into headquarters. That way we can use those bricks for construction. In fact, let's put this guy maybe up there. Now that we've got bricks heading into storage, we can build out this factory and start producing some steel. I would like to export 8 of these, so let's see how many we can get. Oh man. So many bricks per steel mill. What is this guy going to consume? Iron plates. 5 iron plates. How do we want to do that? Got room for 32 buildings in here. We want to do iron plates inside this factory, or do we want to import them? Takes 2 iron ore for every iron plate. Only got 3 connections to this building. One's going to be export. We're going to send steel into headquarters so we can use that for building materials. Only got 2 more connections. We can import 2 belts, basically 2 belts of iron plates if we want. Let's plan to do that. So let's set up another production parcel for iron plates. We can do that super easy. This is another feature. If we just drag from the input, get this dialog comes up. I get to pick what kind of parcel I want. In this case, I want production. And I get to pick what we're going to send along that connection. We're going to send iron plates. So let's set up production here for those. We'd like to get 8 iron plates coming across. That's 8 of these guys. 8 iron smelters. And then double the iron ore, right? 16 miners. When you do the smart sort, you just got to remember, once you click on one of these things down below, like this coal miner, it's going to jump up in the list. Boom, as soon as you click it. So just be aware of that as you're adding multiples of things. This guy goes to 16. This guy, I think, goes to 2. Now we should have a belt of 8 iron plates coming out of here. This guy, boy, this guy needs 5 for every one of these we do. So that's going to be hard. We can only import 16 iron plates maximum. Let's do that. Another new feature. If I hold down the, oh, I don't think I can do that yet. Let's look at the tech tree. Let's unlock some more stuff. This one right here, Drone Tech Tier 1, unlocks the ability to copy and paste parcels with drones. We want this because we're going to do some copying. Unlock that guy. And I don't have enough research to unlock anything else. We've got 314 red science. So back to the map. Now I want to copy this guy. If I hold down the Alt key, drag down, that time it made 2 copies. I have misclicked there. We only want 1. So this guy I'm going to hit Shift to select, drag it, and just hit delete. And then this guy, we had drones actually just build all of these buildings inside this factory. This is actually iron plates 2, I guess we'll call it. So now we're sending 16 steel plates, or 16 iron plates into our steel mill. But this guy, man, it's 5 per, right? So 3 would be 15. They can make use of 15 of the 16 iron plates we're importing to generate steel. This consumes energy too, so we got to keep an eye on our energy. It looks like we're going to need to beef up our coal power plant in a minute. I got all this extra room. What can we do? There's an upgrade coming where we might be able to make use of these empty slots. We're only using 3. We got 3 steel mills in here, and we have 29 open slots available to us. Let's take a look at that tech tree again. And look at this one here. Unlocked at 600. We're not there yet. We're about 170 away. As production and extraction parcels get +1 extra connection for every 6 empty building slots. So that means this guy, if I can save 12 slots out of here, we get 36 for this production building, for this production parcel. Using 3, or what do we get? 34. No, we get 32. Sorry, 32. We're using 3, so we have 29 left. If I can leave 12 slots empty, we'll have 2 more connections, and I can import that much more steel into this guy. You can see right now this production node, or production parcel, has 3 connections, and we're using all of them. 2 to import and 1 to export. Can't scale that up until we get more red science. And right now we're doing that all in headquarters. We're going to want to pull that production out into its own factory. Can we beef this up some more? Red science. Let's do it. Let's go to 16 and see if we can ramp everything else up and still be okay. We need a lot more gears. Quarters has lots of slots, building slots. We're at 64. Or we have 64 and we're used up 43 so far. Iron plates are in the negative. Let's turn those up or get some more smelters going. We can get that to come into the green. Iron ore is now a shortage. We're going to move a lot of this stuff out of the headquarters building. But just to kind of beef up red science a little bit, let's add some stuff in here now. Put more iron miners till things go green. Looks like we're good. That got us a little bit more red science. And the research just popped up. Let's do it. Production extraction parcels get the extra connection for every 6 empty building slots. Let's research that guy. Boom. Let's beef up our steel. Now, check it out. This used to say 3 connections used, 3 connections total. Now we've got 7 connections. So let's copy both of these. Let's copy both of these. I'm going to do Shift, just select them. I'm going to do Alt, click and drag down. Getting 1 extra one. I'm not sure if that's a bug or just the way I'm clicking. That's all right. I'm just going to delete this guy, this extra guy. And then if you look over in the bottom right of the screen, all the iron miners and iron smelters, all that stuff that we need to fill out these 2 new parcels, they're being automatically built by drones. And the drones are using resources from basically from our headquarters at this point. The bricks we've got saved up, the iron plates, the gears, the steel, anything needed for construction, these nodes are getting automatically built. Now they're built. Now they are built. And what's going on over here? Steel. Let's crank up the steel mills. You can see the incoming iron plates are now full. This parcel can only store 400 and we're fully stocked. So let's add more of these guys. And this guy, before I can build more steel mills, I need more iron plates. So there's 1. In fact, we probably need to get iron plates sent into headquarters too. Why don't we do that also? Now that'll be easy. I'm going to Shift select all this stuff and just pull it down. I'm going to copy one of these parcels. So Alt, pull one of you guys up. Did I get 2? Did. I don't know why I'm always getting 2. Delete one of them. Either way, I'm dragging or something. That's the original. That will stay to feed our steel factory. This guy, delete that connection. I want to send iron plates into headquarters just for building material purposes. Iron plates there. That'll give us a little bit better supply. If we look over to the far left of the screen, give us some more building materials. And steel, we want to ramp up. What do we have coming in now? We've got potentially, what, 8 times 4, right? Is that 32? Each steel mill wants 5. So we could have 6 steel mills. That going. Now what? What do I got left? In terms of building slots. Using 6. We've got 2 extra connections. That's 12. That's 18 of the 32. Might be able to even get another one of these guys. Let's do it. Try and copy another one. Alt, click. I just did a single click and I only got one. I'm going to stack this guy over here. Again, drones are building it. Building this out, the machines inside of there. It's already linked into our steel plants. Now we got 5 times 8, 40 coming in. 40 iron plates coming in. That should support 8 steel mills, right? Let's see, do I still have room to build these? I do. Hopefully we'll see this guy climb up to 8. Now our energy situation's dire. Let's go fix that. We're not going to get the production we're expecting until we do. Let's come into this guy. Couple things we want to do here. This guy's only sending 4 per second. He should be sending 8. Let's double this up to 16. Got 16 coal power plants in here. And then let's look at one of the new parcel types we haven't used yet. It's down here. It's the node. Bottom left of the screen. I'm going to click this guy. Boom. Hop one up here. We're going to change things around. Should be 8. Oh, we might not be burning quite. We don't need quite as much power. That's why this is low. This isn't 8 or because our coal plants aren't consuming that much yet. But I'm going to sever this connection. I'm going to run through a node instead. So coal will come in and coal's going to go right on through. What this does, you can see right away. Look at the throughput. 16 per second now. All of our other nodes or parcels or connections here are limited to 8 per second. When we use a node or connect through a node, these connections aren't limited. We get 20 of them. This is a way to kind of get better throughput. So coal power looks good right now. We've got a little tiny surplus. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Let's see what's going on with steel. Are we sending 8? We are. Boom. That's all good. And look at our steel in the inventory. Inventory is looking awesome right now. Let's go tech tree real quick. Warehouse is next, and that is 800. We only have 500 science. Let's see if we can work on the green science while we're waiting on that. And let's do it in a factory. I'm going to take our coal. Since this is kind of disconnected from everything, I'm going to move you up and out of the way. Well, eventually I may need to take this coal ash and store it somewhere. In fact, maybe you will do some of that right now. Let's take this. Where is it? Coal ash. I'm not sure how we're going to use that. I'm not sure if it stops my coal power plants once this fills up. 400. Yeah, 324. We'll see. But I'm going to store some of that off in the headquarters just because there's room there. Then we're going to work on green science. Do that. Green science production. Hop into here. We want green science. This takes 180 steel and 160 bricks just to make it. And then what do you need? You need copper cables and bricks. We don't have copper cables. If I do another Say I pull this over, create another production parcel, and say I want to send over copper cables. Green science production. I hop in here. I don't have any copper. It's not there. So what we need to do, visit the tech tree. This guy right here that we need, excavation tech. That's going to take 1,000. So we're 340 away. Red science away from being able to do this. This excavation tech says unlocks new resources by digging deeper within the excavation site. This research will unlock the excavation site. Can't really do green science just yet. What we could do instead, while we're waiting on red science, we could pull red science production out of this factory, out of our headquarters. Do that. We'll leave green science sitting there. I'll add another production parcel. This time it's going to be red science. How many of these? You're going to want to bring in gears. And it's, what, half a gear per second. That's all that's needed. So 16 of these. 16 of these labs can get by on 8 gears coming in. So let's do gears. I'm going to drag, create a new production parcel to produce gears. Boink. Let's hop in here. We want to get the production to 8 gears per second. We get 2 gears per second out of each one of these. So 4 of these to start with. And then we need iron plates. I guess there's tons of room in here. Maybe we'll just do the iron plates inside. It's 1 iron plate for every 2 gears. So I just need 4 iron plates. So 4 smelters. 1, 2, whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4 smelters. I'm going to need a coal miner to fuel the smelters. Let's pop that guy in the mix. And what else? Is that getting me my 8 gears? 4 iron plates. It should. So this guy should be kicking out 8 gears. Red science just needs 8 gears. Let's see what our holdup is. Is it power? No. Oh, I didn't. Oh, no, I do have the gears. What am I missing? Something obvious. Iron ore. So these guys need, I need 8 iron miners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we need the iron. Kind of important. That's like the first ingredient. These should all go to 100%. Then we should be kicking out 8 gears per second. Into our red science production. And then red science, we want to drag that into headquarters. Boom. Red science. And it looks like this guy holds 32. We can double this production up. So let's do it. That up to 32. Although I'm only going to be able to send 8 out of here, right? We'll see. We'll see. Gears. I can only send 8. I can't do 2 connections of gears coming out of here. So I'm just going to duplicate this guy. Alt click. Drag this guy down. You can be behind, I guess. Drones are using the building materials to build this out. And now this guy's got his own connection. It should go up to 8. Our red science lab has no more connections available and has no more building slots available. We're using everything. And we're getting 3.2 red science per second. So for now, we'll leave these laboratories in here until we need space and headquarters. We'll just let these guys run too. We should be getting like really good red science production. In fact, I see we've got research we can unlock. Let's go in. There it is, excavation tech. We want this. We want the one right next door too. We'll get it. Let's do excavation tech and see what this is all about so we can unlock copper. Boom. And we got a new tab here. top right of the screen, excavation. That. The way this works, what we're looking at, we've got a big old mining drill here in the middle. Then we've got some pavement. You can kind of see there's tiles here, but there's some pavement all around it. What we're going to need to do when we drill for resources here, there's a button right off to the right that says dig. Enemies are going to come in and attack our mining drill, right? They don't like it. So they'll come in and start attacking our drill, and they can destroy it. The first time through, our first dig is kind of a freebie. So let's just do it. It's going to be a free one. I'll click dig. We get a little progress bar. We're digging down to the first level. Level 1 beaten. We unlocked copper ore, copper plates, and copper cables. We're going to need that for the green science we saw. And we're feeling good about ourselves, right? So if we go to dig the second level, you'll notice the first level, the progress bar went by really fast. Was pretty quick for us to dig. Let's go to the second level and see what happens. Notice progress bar is slow, and we got all these little creatures coming in on us. I'm going to go ahead and hit abort fight over here on the right where the dig button was. If I abort the fight, enemies go away, and we live to fight another day. If I would have let that run, those little creatures would have destroyed our drill, and we would have had to buy another one. It costs money to do it. So what we need to do before we dig on to level 2, and we can see what the reward is going to be. We're going to be able to increase the max game speed to 2. We'll get some new controls in the bottom left of the screen, allow us to speed things up. But before we can do that, we need to get weapons, defensive turrets, and place them on this concrete. And on this hotbar over here, we can build more floors around here. Like we can take these guys. I think we can build these now. Costs, what does it cost? Concrete and steel. Eventually, we're going to be looking to protect this drill with more and more turrets. And then I think we're going to unlock walls too. That's floors. This is if we wanted to build another excavator. You can only have one, at least right now. I don't know if later on we'll be able to have 2 at a time. Move through that tower defense phase faster or not. This guy is just to minimize the toolbar, and then this guy is to delete blocks if you want. Delete all turrets, delete all walls, delete all floors, or you can just delete stuff that we just put down. And I'm guessing we get the resources back. I'm not sure. That's that. Let's hop out of here though. We can't do we achieved what we wanted to. We got our copper resources unlocked. And go into research. Let's do the warehouse. We'll see warehouse next episode, but I'm going to unlock it now. Boom. And let's go back to our map. So what do we got going? We'll wrap this episode here. We got some initial power production going, and our power's looking good. We're producing 256, or we can, and we're using 200. And we only produce what we need. We looked at the node parcel and saw that there's no restrictions on throughput coming in or coming out of the node parcel. We'll see that that's going to come in. That's going to be very important as we play on. We got started on green science. We couldn't move past it because we needed copper. We'll work on that next episode. Now that we unlocked copper, we set up a separate red science production and feeding that into headquarters so that those red science packs can be used in research. If I just leave them in this parcel, we can't use them. Got to be in headquarters or in a warehouse. We set up brick production for building materials, and we're actually maxed out right now on that. Same thing with iron plates, just for building materials. Sent those in headquarters. And then we set up a steel production as well. And that's maxed out. Looks like gears is the only other thing that we might want to get going and put into headquarters. Looks like that's a little slow. Yeah, not bad. Next episode, we will get green science automated. And we'll take it from there. So that means doing all the copper production stuff. And we'll keep chasing down the tech tree here. Quite a bit more to research. And some of these things take a ton. The factories are going to get bigger and bigger. And as you might imagine, our science packs are going to get more and more complicated to make. It's not going to be just send in gears and you get science out. It's going to start getting more complicated. But that's it for this episode. This is Glidercat saying thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this new season on Incremental Factory. Again, the o.7 update came out a week or two ago. Huge changes, tons of quality of life stuff, tons of performance enhancement. So if you played before and you ran into issues with game performance or something, it is massively, massively improved. And we'll see that as we expand our factory. Yeah, that's it for this one. I want to thank Significant Stake for sponsoring the first 3 episodes of this Let's Play, and also want to thank Glidercat patrons and channel members, as I always do, for their support of the channel. And with that, see you all in the next episode.